Hi, welcome to Cup of Devotions. Just a verse from Luke chapter 1 today, verse 38. Just want to take a little moment to just think about Mary. I mean, it's coming up to Christmas, so it stands to reason that we should talk about Christmas things. But I don't want to big Mary up into anything that she isn't. She's a humble servant of God, so let's just keep that in mind. But she said something that's really profound. For a young girl in the situation that she was in, she's confronted with an angel. Now, most people, when they see an angel, they're like on the floor crying for mercy, like, oh, in fear. And one of the things that angels usually say, first of all, is don't fear. In fact, he did say that to Mary. Do not be afraid, Mary, when he first arrived in her presence. But she's confronted with this angel, and she's confronted with some amazing news that not only will impact her life, but the lives of the whole world. She knows that the Messiah is coming, and she's the chosen one to carry that child and give birth to him and bring him up. Now, we don't know how much time elapsed between the angel telling her this and her making the decision to go ahead. But I just want to think about those things that went through her mind. Now she replied with, "Behold, I'm the handmaiden of the Lord, let it be done to me according to what you said." That is profound. Think about what went through her mind. She's betrothed to be married, and she's probably thinking, first and foremost, this guy I love, this guy I'm supposed to be marrying soon, he's going to do a runner. He's going to run away. And then there's the scandal. And then there's the outcry and the outrage and being outcast, probably, if not worse. And then there's her family to think about. What will they say? How will they react? Basically, saying yes to this would mean depriving herself potentially of everything she's known, everything she's loved, all her hopes, all her dreams, all her plans, everything she knew and everything she was looking forward to in her life. Yet she still says, "Behold, I am the handmaiden of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to what you said." Above anything in her life, being a servant for God, being God's servant and doing his will was more important than any of those things. And she doesn't have that wonderful hindsight or that ability to turn the page in Luke and see that Joseph would have a dream and then make the right decision. Because don't forget, Joseph, even though he had that dream from God, he still has a free will. He can still say, nah, don't want to do it, can't do it, don't accept it, don't believe it, or just can't live with it. We all have a choice to make for God. And I think it's so amazing that Mary gives us this fantastic example, a role model for putting God first in our lives, no matter what. Some people have turned to Christ and their families have rejected them. That's pretty severe. Yeah, it's not the nicest thing, and we don't all get that thing where the people we love around us have a dream from God where he says, this is actually my will, this is my doing. It's okay. A lot of us don't get that, and we just have to trust God, and we have to put him first and say, regardless of what happens, I'm still just going to serve the Lord. I'm a handmaiden of the Lord. I will just serve the Lord, and I just want to do your will. And I think that's so powerful. And God isn't always asking us to do massive things in our lives that are going to cause so much shockwaves, or potentially so many shockwaves in our lives. But he's always asking something from us. He's always asking us, do you trust me? Do you trust me to do what I've asked you to do in my word? So how can we do what Mary's done and say yes to God? This season, when we're coming closer to Jesus and we're thinking more about him, Advent means coming, the coming of the Lord. Just think about how you can come closer to God this Advent. And the best way is by saying yes to him. So what's he asking us to do? He's asking us to pray, to love our neighbour, to love him, to praise, to do the things that we know are right, but they don't feel so good sometimes. Putting off the flesh, putting off the old man, forgiving, somebody who perhaps we might feel it's difficult to forgive, being a peacemaker, all those things that he's asking us to do. We can do them. We can say yes to God. We can take Mary's example and say, Lord, I'm your humble servant, and I say yes to you. Even though I don't know how it'll turn out in the end, even though I don't know what it's going to look like, I'm going to say yes. And chances are when we say yes to God, he's got good things down the line for us. He's got blessings in store for us. You know, when we say yes to God, we allow him in and he makes a way, because then we're walking in his will, and that's the safest and best place to be. Let's be like Mary. Lord, let it be done to me according to what you have said. And I wish you every blessing in Jesus' name.